name is Dr. John Belkowitz, Director of R&D here at Intelligent Concrete. And today we're going to be talking about something that's awesome, Shotcrete. Shotcrete is one of the coolest inventions in the world. It's basically concrete that's shot onto a wall. Like, awesome. And it stays there. And it's shotcrete. So that was the question that I got. One of the kids that I used to teach at university got into the industry, and we had never really covered shotcrete in our reinforced concrete class. So they asked me the question, what is the majesty of shotcrete? What makes shotcrete so awesome? So first, to define it, shotcrete is a very specific type of concrete where we're actually shooting it through a hose and a nozzle, sometimes a gun if it's a smaller particle or a smaller aggregate, onto the wall, and it's sticking on the wall. And from there, either we're layering it up, making it nice and thick, and then shaping it, or then just shaping it. And you can have either structural or just a facing material. But the concrete itself, or the shotcrete itself, is going to still have mid to higher compressive strengths, 3,000 up to 10,000 psi. There can be fiber in it. You are going to have some reinforcement. And you know, I guess one of my favorite parts is that it's not just anybody who can place the shotcrete. The device that you have to get the mix onto the wall, you need to be a certified nozzleman to do it. And there's a gentleman out there on LinkedIn. His name is Justin Shook. He just posted an awesome picture that gives you a glimpse into the day in the life of a certified nozzleman. And I believe this was a wharf in Boston Harbor where they had, and check it out, I might be getting some of these numbers wrong. We'll put the link below to his post. But the certified nozzleman had a 2 to 3 hour window to repair the underside of this wharf, and using shotcrete. And you know, the great thing about it is where you have these more sensitive areas, or these areas where you can't, like the underside of wharfs, where you have a very short window, you know, tearing the concrete out, repairing it, or even putting just another facing material, doing it with standard concrete. It's just, sometimes it's not practical to use a forming system and using standard concrete mix designs that might take a little bit longer to set up. Now, outside of wharf repair, then there's also tunnel linings where a little bit thicker, or mining applications that you can have, instead of, you know, 10 inches thick, you can go up to 2 feet or 3 feet thick. So the other one is mechanically stabilized earth walls. You'll see them on the side of highways. Soil nailing, you'll see it as well, where, you know, we're trying to hold back the pressure of the earth while still allowing some water to drain through, but ultimately creating an excavation or a shoring to, you know, have a highway pass through, or maybe for a short-term or a semi-permanent construction site. And I guess the difference between that concrete, because it really is concrete, but because we're trying to stick it to a vertical surface, and it can't slump, or we want to reduce the rebound, we want to keep as much material on that wall as possible until it sets up, we have to play with the mix design. And playing with that mix design means a few things. You know, working with a different viscosity of our hydrated cement matrix, using a very specific granular skeleton to binder content ratio. But it's not just that, it's also the chemical compounds. And what we're looking at is two things specifically: accelerators, and definitely use different types of accelerators in the shotcrete industry. Some that actually are injected at the tip of the nozzle, so that you're getting the accelerator right before it hits the wall, so that when the shotcrete hits the wall, it gels up quickly and it doesn't slump down or bounce off the wall. And that's the other piece of it. Not only do we need to set up quickly and have that strength, but we also need this something called rebound reduction. And rebound is the material that rebounds off the wall and falls off the floor. And the more material that falls on the floor, material we're wasting and the money that we're losing. So there's these viscosity modifying additives that combined with the accelerators to make the mix sticky enough will, stick to the wall, not bounce off, and then set up without slumping down and keeping its shape, and if later need be, to be shaped and turned into a nice facade, or at least finished to a certain degree. The other things that are going to be different with Shotcrete, and this is where I'll end it off, is mixing equipment. Sometimes we have some higher shear mixers that are going to do lower volumes. That being said, there are Shotcrete mixes that do come out of ready mix plants out of 10-yard, 13-yard trucks, and then pumped up to location and then shot from there. And then of course there's the spraying equipment where you do need some higher pressures to get those mixes through a tube and a nozzle to get them shot on the wall so that they'll have the impact for that cohesive, viscous paste to then stick onto the wall. So yeah, I hope you learned something today. We had a fun time chatting about it, putting this together for y'all, and I believe we're going to be doing a case study with the team that focuses on this and talk about a failed section and how would the team suggest folks go about to make that wharf, that concrete structure stronger and last longer. So let us know if you got any questions, any comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out our YouTube channel. Go concrete, beat asphalt.